biked almost 4,500 miles, and tonight I am at Dick's Sporting Goods Arena, and I'm about to see Phish!
I'm Harrison Brown, and I'm an adventure cyclist.
I'm going to be biking by myself over 6,000 miles from Fairbanks, Alaska, all the way to Key West, Florida.
Every day on the road is an adventure.
Let's start pedaling because the adventure begins right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Harrison Brown from Biking on the World, and we're in the campground of Dick's at Phish in Commerce City. Now let's get this show on the road. The energy inside of Dick's Sporting Goods Arena would start to pick up as showtime drew closer. My friends Mars, Tim, and Jay had all come to the show, and we were ready for our faces to be melted. The third song into the second set, you hear that riff. The highlight of Friday night show was really when they dropped the song Simple. Now this is one of my favorite songs by them, one of the most epic simples that have been done in years, probably in decades, and it was absolutely amazing. And when you start hearing it, it's like every mile I pedaled, every struggle I've overcome to get there, it was perfect, and I was exactly where I needed to be. And simple is such a big theme for me because you have, with anything, whether it's, you know, biking across the continent or doing an improv scene or whatever, you have to start simple, and that song encompasses all of those feelings of starting simple, adding to it, and making it better and stronger. And the jam that would follow in Simple was absolutely amazing. Now, as Simple slides into the song Ghost, it's absolutely seamless, and Ghost actually builds this amazing jam, this absolute moment of complete joyous celebration. And when this hits, it is exactly what this entire trip has felt like. Every mountain, every big goal, every day has felt like an amazing joy. And when you hear this big buildup, it is like we have finally gotten here. I'm with friends, I'm with everybody here. The summer is coming to an end, and now this is the beginning of an awesome weekend. The whole Friday night show was absolutely fantastic, and it was a reminder that every effort that I made to get there was absolutely worth it, and it's a huge event. Going to a Phish show is not just a concert. If you go and see Bon Jovi, that's a concert, but seeing Phish, now that's an experience, and the weekend was just beginning.
Mars,
what's up, dude?
what you doing?
I'm making some bacon and egg sandwiches.
Yeah, and why are you making bacon and egg sandwiches?
Because it's Camp Hillary breakfast time. We'll have coffee in 25 minutes, and after we're done with the bacon, we can cook the eggs in the same pan. Breakfast in an hour.
Camp cooking. Just 1 hour?
Just 1 hour.
Got it. Right on. Give it a few strokes. I think that's it.
Dread-free.
No more work. After breakfast, it would be time to head into Denver to see another great friend. So after 3.5 months on the road, I biked over 4,400 miles. I'm at Dick's seeing Phish, and right now I'm about to see my dog, the dog I haven't seen for about 3.5 months, the dog that I lost in a breakup. But now I get to see this dog who will be excited for 3, maybe 4 minutes, and then go take a nap. Let's go see Jim, aka Runaway Jim, who my bike, which is named Jim the Rambler, is named after. Hooray!
Beautifully. That's good. It was alright.
Hello? Hi! Oh, Jim! Oh, Jim! Jim! Long time here. Jim! Oh, yeah! Jim! Oh, my goodness, Jim! Long time! Jim! Jim! Oh, give me a hug. Yeah. Hey, Jim! Oh, I haven't seen you for a
Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. Hi. Hi. Jim. Afterwards, the storms would move through camp.
I love it. Hillary's got pouches you don't even know about. It feels good to be here.
What feels good?
Being a part of this community.
What makes the community great?
We're all people who have like a passionate knowledge about something. It's like a level of nerdism where it's okay to be a little bit weird. A little bit of nerd. Yeah! Yeah! And just ready to have a good time and dance your ass off.
Yeah! Where were you 24 hours before you arrived in Commerce City, Colorado for Dick's?
I was in Anchorage, Alaska.
And what were you doing in Anchorage, Alaska?
Mindy and I had been on, my wife and I had been on a trip for 10 days in Alaska, and that was the last stop. It was beautiful.
So Tim Sicardo did what I did in 3.5 months by bicycle and a little over 24 hours by a plane. If that's not technology, what is technology? All right, right now we're listening to the sound check, so they're making sure all the levels are right, and so it's gonna hit our ears so we get our jam on at the appropriate volume levels. Biking into the world.
So I get pretty excited about most anything they play, but I'm fairly sure I'm going to get my tweezer tonight, and I'm pretty excited about that, so.
Second set, they drop what everybody has been anticipating, a tweezer, which is one of the big staple songs. But when they drop tweezer, you can hear the excitement of the entire crowd, 25,000 people excited, and it is an amazing song, and everybody is grooving. Towards the end of Tweezer, Phish starts to slowly segue beautifully into the song Sand. All Sunday night, Phish would have these big moments of excitement, which really bring a great end to the entire weekend. You just look around, you see her with friends, and you've made it through just this amazing weekend.
Right, I always said it's never easy to get to a Phish show, and the ones that are the hardest to get to are usually the best.
So after biking 4,400 miles, I'm in Denver, Colorado. I've just seen a full weekend of Phish. That's 3 nights of amazing shows. I got to see friends, I've got to see family, but now I've got to hit the road again on my bike. I'm gonna head north up towards the Black Hills and Badlands and then over towards Minneapolis. So if I'm gonna do this and get there in time, I gotta get pedaling. So let's get going. Well, I've made it all the way through Cheyenne, Wyoming, starting from the south end of town, going all the way to the north part of town, on my way to the Black Hills in South Dakota. And I have come to one conclusion, and that is Garth Brooks is full of I've been all around, and I get to see any beaches here in Cheyenne. So there's only one thing left to do, and that's to keep on biking! I've kept on pedaling, and I've made it into another state, all the way here to Alaska. I mean Nebraska. I'm in Nebraska. I would then cross from Nebraska into South Dakota and head towards the Black Hills to a small town called Hot Springs, where I arrived just in time for their homecoming parade. So as I got to Hot Springs, South Dakota, there was a huge cold front coming in and a big storm. So I decided to actually get a hotel room, do some editing to avoid the snow and the rain that would be coming. It was kind of a rain, snow down here, but just a few miles north where I was headed towards Mount Rushmore, it was actually snowing quite a bit. So I'm actually glad to get out of that bad weather. It made me sort of re-energize, and now I got a next couple days to kind of push forward, whereas if I'd been out in the cold and rain and the snow, I'd probably be kind of mentally not in a great position to keep going forward. But now I am ready to go forward and see the Black Hills of South Dakota. My first stop in the Black Hills would be Wind Cave National Park. It's so dark! Oh, there's the light switch. Ah! Oh!
Force, deep transformation now. Return life to.
So right now I'm on the Mickelson Rail Trail in the Black Hills, and it's known as a rail trail because it used to be a railroad track that they've now taken out, and it's now a bike trail. It's great because there's not huge inclines on it. It's gravel, but it's really nice. It's not like bumpy gravel or loose gravel, and it's a really great ride. But my favorite thing about the Mickelson Rail Trail is I get to act like a train as I bike it. Chugga 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 chugga. Choo choo! Well, right behind me you can see the Crazy Horse Memorial. Now, this is actually a big sculpture that is in the process of being completed. And when it is completed, it'll actually make Mount Rushmore look like a micro machine. But this is actually a memorial in honor of the backing band, or the band Crazy Horse, which often performs with Neil Young. You may have heard some of their CDs, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, and they put out some amazing records, and they know how to rock really, really hard. I recommend picking up one of their CDs as soon as you get a chance.
From Crazy Horse, I would ride on to the most famous vandalized mountain in the Black Hills.
Well, nearly after 5,000 miles, I've made it to Mount Rushmore. Now, believe it or not, this mountain was actually sculpted for the movie North by Northwest, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. And then they decided just to leave it up for all the years and for people to come and visit. I can't believe I finally made it to Mount Rushmore.
Now it would be time for me to go to another very famous national park.
Well, here I am in the Badlands of South Dakota, and believe it or not, I'm the only person in the history of this entire national park that has biked through it while listening to Bruce Springsteen's Badlands in repeat. That's right, I've been listening to that exact same single over and over again for about 3 hours now. Badlands, whoa, 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 Badlands, whoa, 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 Badlands. I believe in the love that you give me. I believe in the faith that can save me. There's another line that goes right here. Oh, 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 baby, Badlands. Whoa, 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 Badlands. Whoa, 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 Badlands.
Then, after the Badlands, I would head east across South Dakota towards Minnesota.
So this has been a pretty rough day for me. I only got about 4 hours of sleep last night. I was stealth camping in a city park, and I only got about 4 hours kind of here and there. So I was already tired. I got up early. I got up around 4:30 and got all my stuff together and hit the road. And the entire day, even though I'm in South Dakota here, it's been these actually big hills up and down, and my legs are tired. And on top of everything else, I just looked at my phone and I realized I jumped into Central Time, so I actually just lost an hour. And we got to go about 90 miles today. So this is just a rough day, but I think I can make it just one step at a time. Here I am in Pierre, South Dakota, the capital of South Dakota. Exactly. Who knew this would be the capital of South Dakota? I'm in De Smet, South Dakota, and right behind me is the first schoolhouse ever built here, and it was attended by Laura Ingalls Wilder. It was known as Hogwarts. Some of the other famous alumni are Dumbledore and the man who shall not be named. Well, yesterday was the first day of fall, and today I crossed in from South Dakota into Minnesota, and today is the first day that I have started to see the leaves of the trees change from green, and they're starting to get a little yellow. It's just a constant reminder that on my trip, the times, they are a-changin'.
I would then make my last push into Minneapolis, but along the way, I would be met by some familiar faces. My niece and nephew, Nev and Connor.
Hi! Yay! How are you guys? I am slowed down.
We would arrive in Minneapolis, where I would be taking some time off to rest my legs, spend time with Nev and Connor, and fly back to Los Angeles for a friend's wedding before hitting the road again. All of that and more on the next episode of Biking into the World.
So why go from Anchorage all the way to Commerce City, Colorado to see Dick's this weekend?
To meet Harrison Brown from Biking into the World.
One person came to meet the all-star YouTube channel, Harrison from Biking into the World. We maxed out with about 320 views last week.
Oh my God.